Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Friday. Hope all of you having a great end to your week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, you know why you're here. I know why you're here. We're here to talk about the Thursday night games in the Sweet 16. We have a lot to recap and go over. I'm so excited. Hope you guys are excited as well. I am not filming this video right after games like I previously was doing. It's not Thursday night like 1, 2 a.m. No. I decided to go to bed after that Arkansas game because I was so tired. I got up as to when I'm filming this video. Right now, it's roughly 5 a.m. on your Friday. So you're going to see this video in maybe around 8:30, 9-ish, something like that. You know, your boy Matt's got to record it, edit it, and you got to render it on the computer, upload it, do all that nice stuff. So it's going to take a while. But the reason I bring that up is because that Arkansas game, it makes me mad for Arkansas fans. How in the world did Arkansas blow that game? They was up by 13 with 4 minutes to go. That essentially means all you need is to get one more bucket or one more stop, you're going to win, and they couldn't do any of that. I went to bed pissed off that Arkansas blew the game. I woke up a few hours later pissed off that Arkansas blew the game. We'll get to that in just a second, a little foreshadowing. As you can see right here, I got my Twitter pulled up. I just kind of had it on there. If you want to follow me on Twitter, feel free to do so. I always tweet out during the games. Funny memes and stuff. We have a good time over there. Shout out to the Twitter community. As you can see right here, I'm mocking the people saying the SEC is overrated because Alabama crushed the BYUs, and Florida didn't even play that good and beat Maryland pretty easily. I'll come back to Twitter in just a second. Let me pull up. All right, yeah, I'm going to pull up our bracket. First things first, we're going to go in order. The first game of the night was Alabama versus the BYUs. I could go find the clip in the previous video. I'm just not going to. If you watch the video, you know what I'm talking about. And I remember getting a comment. I stated, and I quote, I'm picking Alabama in this game because BYU matches up with them terribly. And I vividly remember one comment saying, yo, Matt, what do you mean BYU matches up with Alabama terribly? Can you go into more detail? Can you explain that? And although I didn't respond to the comment then, I'm responding to it now. What you just saw in this Alabama versus BYU game is exactly what I was talking about. BYU, I said it before the game, so no one act like, oh, well, man, it's easy to say it after the game. No, I said it before the game. They match up with Alabama terribly because they play in Alabama's play style. They play into their hands. As a Bama fan myself, I was more concerned with St. Mary's than BYU because St. Mary's, they slow the game down. They're one of those teams, if you get behind 10 points, you have to understand. If you're trailing St. Mary's by 10 points, that is the equivalent of trailing BYU by 20. Less possessions equals, guess what? Less shots and less opportunities to score the ball. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. This year's Alabama team, in my humble opinion, is much better than last year's team that made it to the Final Four. Why'd I say that? For two main reasons. It's not the shooting, because this year's team actually shoots worse than last year's team, believe it or not. The two reasons are they have a ton of depth this year. They have 10 guys you can throw in there and not even worry about them. But also, they have a true center in Amori. Last year's Alabama problem is they didn't have a true center. They had Pringle, who's now at South Carolina. But for the most part, Grant Nelson was having to play the 5, and that's not his position. He's more of a 3 or 4. With Alabama having that great size and depth this year, I think that's what makes them a legit national title contender. Do I think they're going to win it? No. We'll talk about the Duke matchup in the up-and-coming days, but I think they have a legit shot. Whereas last year, I'm not going to say the run was fluky, but you get what I'm trying to say. I never felt like they had the guns, even if they played their A-plus game, to beat UConn. Long story short, if I could sum it up the best to somebody that didn't watch the game, BYU tried to beat Alabama at their own brand and style of basketball. And that's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen in a million years. You know I'm going to talk about them. Sears catalog. Everyone clap it up for Sears catalog. That is the Mark Sears I've been waiting for. I sound like that guy off of SpongeBob. He's like, this is what we've been waiting for. Same thing with Mark Sears. If you're a Bama fan, you can relate. I've been waiting for this, and I know I'm passionate. I know I'm excited. Y'all just have to be me. You have to be in my shoes. I have been waiting for this version of Mark Sears all year long. It's almost bringing a tear, like not a sad tear, a good tear to my eyes. This is the Mark Sears that gives other teams' coaches nightmares preparing for Alabama. Mark Sears, arguably the greatest game scoring-wise, and I thought he did good defensively, I've ever seen him play. It wasn't just him, though. Hold on, I got to clap it on him, too. Shout out to Aiden Hallway. He was right behind him. It was like Batman and Robin out there. And it's not just those two guys. Obviously, those were the greatest performers of the night, the MVPs. Think about this. Alabama as a team. I'm going to pull up the stats. Hold on, let's do it right now. Can we do this? What is this, the box score? Yeah, cool. Alabama as a team. I don't even got to look it up. Hit 25 threes. We'll double check. Just to be field goal percentage. They only shot 53%. That's kind of low for 113 points, but here's the kicker. Where's the threes? 49%. Well, how many did they actually shoot? Are they going to show me that? I guess not. They're not going to show me. Wait. It should be in the box score, right? Come on, Matt. You've been looking at box scores for the past 6 years. You know where they're at. All right. Yep, told you. Zoom in on this, Matt. Over here. 25. Man, that is insane. 25 for 51. 25. Just on three-pointers alone. Sorry, I'm not saying anything. I'm baffled. Just on threes alone, Alabama scored 75 points. NCAA record wasn't even close. They broke the record. Here's the crazy part about it. Not breaking the 23. No, it was 22 three-pointers made record. They beat it with 7 minutes to go in the game. Alabama, if you watch this game, you saw this. They took their foot off the gas with 6 minutes to go. They were literally dribbling the clock out. It is what it is. I thought Saunders, he was a bright side of this team. The Demon guy, he was pretty solid, but it doesn't matter what you do on offense. When you give up 25 threes, you're not winning. This game wasn't close. I don't even know if the final score is a good indicator. It didn't even feel this close. It felt like a 40-point blowout. Alabama, they were having so much fun out there, and that's why as a Bama fan, I'm so happy just to see this team have fun, shoot all these half-court three-pointers. I know people hate Alabama football, you hate Alabama program, you hate Alabama basketball, yada, yada, yada. But you have to admire this performance. It was legendary. Phylon, he only took 3 shots, made 2 threes, 8 points. Youngblood, the middle linebacker, shout out to Youngblood, been one of our best players this year, 5 for 11 on threes. That's crazy. He hit 5 threes. We're barely even talking about him. Mark Sears, 10 for 16. Shaking my head. 10 for 16 on threes. 8 assists. Holy crap. I thought he only had like 5 or 6. That's even more impressive. 34 points with 8 assists. 3 steals. Oh, what about that? Only 3 turnovers. Not great, not bad. On the bench, Reed, he did okay. I think he's still coming off that injury. Sherrill, Alabama center. 2 threes. That's when you know it's a good night. Your backup center is banging 2 threes. He's like a 20% three-point shooter. Stevenson, he did his thing. He okay. And Aiden Holloway, saving the best for last. Man, oh man, I am so proud of this young man. Transferring from Auburn, everybody wrote him off. Look at him now, balling out of March Madness. A 23-burger. Off of the bench, not easy to do. I love this team. We have finally, I'd say, reached the point of I'm content. Even if, and this is the Bama fan in me talking, even if we lose to Duke, I can't label this season as a disappointment. No. We met expectations. I know the goal, I think Nate Oates said his goal is to make the Final Four. But for me, the Elite Eight is pretty sweet when you consider, your next game is against the 1 seed. So technically, you're not supposed to win that. I think Alabama had a great year. I know it's not over. I'm just saying, whatever happens, it is the cherry on top. There's no need to look at BYU stats because it's not like this game was close or anything. You know why Alabama won? Because they hit every shot they put up there. Plain and simple as that. I don't even tweet out a lot, but as you can see and tell, I was getting excited. Basketball gets me rallied up. Mark Sears, what they talking about? Imagine that's how I said it, because I did when he hit that like 5th or 6th three. This is the craziest box score ever. 7 minutes to go, 22 for 44 on threes. Sheesh. Last thing I'm going to show you, very last thing. Did we just watch the greatest Alabama basketball game of all time? Let me know in the comment section. I saw some people saying, no, Matt, it was the North Carolina game last year. And I'm right there with you. That one was good. Even the Clemson game last year. But I'm not talking about from the opponent as well. I'm talking about our performance-wise. Was that Alabama's greatest game ever? 25 threes? Guys, it doesn't get too much better than that. and doing it in the Sweet 16, I think that's one of the greatest games you're ever going to see. I could go on and on. I know some of you are probably already sick and tired of me talking about Bama. You're going, Matt, why are you talking about Bama so much? Talk about all the teams. I know. Moving on up here to the Dukies. They outscore Arizona. Also put up a nice little hundo burger. Shout out to the Cooper Flags, because that's what this Duke team is. They're only going to go as far as Mr. Cooper Flag will take them. Oh, yeah, by the way, one of my buddies, when we scored, or we had like 90 or 92 points. I know I'm going back to the Bama game. He said, yo, we going for the 100 burger. I said, man, screw that. We're not going for the 100 burger. We going for the Mondo burger at this point. Y'all remember? Whoa. What movie was that? The Mondo burger. Good burger? Yeah. That's what Bama was going for. But Duke, they got the nice little hundo burger. Caleb Love's career comes to an end. If he would have beat Duke, he would have owned them. Because he already beat them, how many times at North Carolina? Beat them a couple of times at Carolina, didn't he? I think he beat them another time after that or something. Well, anyways, Caleb Love, he's had Duke's number. Let's pull up the box score, why not? And yeah, we already clapped it up to the Dukies. I knew they were going to win. I picked them, as you can see, my second chance bracket. Let's see. Oh, man, Caleb Love with the 35 burger. I knew he had 30. I didn't know he had 35. Shout out to Cooper Flag. Also had a nice performance. 9 for 19 from the field. 9 for 10 on free throws. Caleb Love, 8 for 9. Yeah, two really good players going at it. Tyrese Proctor didn't really do anything incredible. They still win the game. Duke is one of the best teams, if not the best team in the nation. I'm starting to think they're No. I got Florida 1, Duke 2. And I guess I'd throw Auburn in there at 3, but I'm not too confident with that Auburn one. I don't have a lot to say about the Duke game. Yeah, it was pretty close, but I never felt like Duke was going to lose it. Cooper Flag had so much control over that game. And that's the one thing about him that doesn't get talked about enough. He does not, well, I know we know this. He doesn't play like a freshman, but in the sense of the way he manages the game, it reminds me of a game manager in college football. He has a great feel. He knows when to take over. He knows when the double team's coming. He knows when he needs to drive. He knows when he needs to shoot. It's uncanny. When I filled out my original bracket, the main reason I picked Duke to go as far as I did is because of who? Who did I bring up every time I started to doubt him or question him in a matchup? Cooper Flag. The difference with Duke and any other team out here is they have Cooper Flag, and whoever they're playing, Alabama does not. That is Duke's edge in this Duke versus Bama game. Duke has Cooper Flag, and Alabama doesn't. That's their only edge. Moving along here. Where's our two other games? Midwest. The west side of the bracket. We got the Florida Gators versus Maryland. Whew! Man. Florida, what were you doing? I'm asking you a question, buddy. I want you to look me in the eyes when I say this. I know you can't see me, but I'm staring dead into the camera, screen, whatever you want to call it. What were you doing in the first half? 14 turnovers? What about the play before half? There's 20 seconds to go. They could hold for the last shot. Walter Clayton Jr. just throws it straight to Maryland. Why are we not dribbling the clock out and taking the last shot? I don't know. I don't want to be a negative Nancy. The point of me bringing that up is Florida didn't even play good. If I had a greater performance, C-. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Florida's C- performance in the Sweet 16 against a really good Maryland team was good enough to win by 16 points. If that doesn't tell you all you need to know about this Florida Gator team, I don't know what will. They didn't look good at all. And they won by 16 points. It's scary. Really, really, really scary. And that's what great teams do. For example, Alabama. That's why I don't think they're like really great. Florida can play bad and still win. I don't think Alabama can play bad and win. I don't think it can happen. And that's the difference with a good team and a great team. A great team, more times than not, is going to play great. And when they slip up and have a not so good game, they're still going to find a way to win with defense. A good team, and they're just okay. They're going to lose games here and there. And occasionally they're going to play great. I think that's what happened with Alabama. And I know I'm talking about them a lot, but you got to remember that's my team. And this is a special moment. We made the Elite Eight back-to-back years. Florida, congratulations. They get the win. We'll pull up the box score. I haven't even looked at the box score, but I really don't need to. This Florida team is so dynamic. Anybody can go off on any given night. With Maryland, they got the Queen guy, 27 points. He was the whole team for them. How many points did Clayton Jr. have? He didn't have the greatest game I've ever seen him play. Yeah, he only had 13, 3 for 9 from the field. How many players or teams you know that can have their star player play mediocre at best and win by 16 points? Not many, but look at how well the points are dispersed. Their center, 10 points. Richard, 15 points. Clayton Jr., 13 points. Martin, 14 off the bench. They had or Hugh, however you say that. Can't remember. 13 points. Maryland just didn't have enough for the Gators. Nothing wrong with that. They had a good season. Shout out to the Terps. But you went up against, in my opinion, the best team in the nation. Moving on down here to the game that pissed me off the most. Saving the best for last. More so of the game was the final game of the night. So that's why I waited till the end of this video to talk about it. I digress. We got the Arkansas Razorbacks of John Calipari and Texas Tech. I pick Arkansas to win this game. Why? Because they are a matchup nightmare. They have the talent of an Alabama, a Kentucky, a Tennessee, I'm not going to say Florida, of an Auburn. Teams like that. They got 3 7-footers. This Arkansas team is a legit Final Four contender. I said before, I'm going to say it again. That's why I picked them to win this game. However, they blew it. I'm sick to my stomach for Arkansas fans. They blew it. Up 13 with 4 minutes to go. And Texas Tech, hey, you know, it's one of those things where, yeah, Arkansas blew it, but you got to clap it up to the Red Raiders for a heck of a comeback. They turned into human flamethrowers at the end of the game, hitting 3 after 3 after 3, and they were getting stops. It was a combination of everything that could have went wrong for Arkansas went wrong, and everything that could have went right for Texas Tech, it went right. I hate it. I can't harp on this enough. I hate it for Arkansas. It is what it is. You were probably going to get demolished by Florida anyways. I digress. Pulling up the box score to show you this. Arkansas was 10 for 25 on 3, shot 40%. That's about as good as they're going to do it because they're not a great three-point shooting team. That's why Texas Tech laid off of them. Tech was 8 for 32. That's 25% and snuck this game out. Texas Tech got a lifeline. They shouldn't have won this game. Their fans know it. Everyone knows it. Credit to them yet again. I'm not taking anything away from them. But they got fortunate. They pulled out in overtime. You got to play much better if you want to beat the Florida Gators. We'll leave it at that. I was rooting for Arkansas in this game. I wanted to see how far Calipari could take them. It sucks to see it in this way. I'd much rather have seen them get beat by 20 than to blow a game like they did. Because this one, it keeps you up at night. It's keeping me up at night. And I'm not even affiliated with the team. I will say this, though. Shout out to Janelle Davis. 30 burger. It looked like he was in his prime at FAU back when they were in the Final Four. Kevin Knox Jr., I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't even got to pull it up. He was like 4 for 4 on threes. Arkansas played a good game just up until those last 4 to 5 minutes. They went to bed. And I still don't agree with Arkansas's up by 3 points. There's about roughly 15 seconds to go. And you let Texas Tech shoot a 3. I would have fouled. Some people may argue and say, well, Matt, that's fouling too early. Nah, I disagree because if you make your free throws, it doesn't matter. I would have fouled because at that point in time, 2 free throws can't beat you. Or not just beat you, but it can't tie the game up. By allowing them to get that 3-pointer off, well, you saw it happen. They tie the game up and you go into overtime. I knew it. You knew it. Everybody and their mama knew it. This is sports. Momentum's a real thing. Once that game went in overtime, it was over. I knew if Tech could get it into OT, make that final 3-pointer, which they did, it was wraps. And that's what it was. They won the game. Shout out to them. My heart goes out to the Arkansas fan base. Also, it did mess up my second chance bracket, but I mean, I don't really care about it too much. Not the biggest deal in the world. But yeah, I got 3 out of the 4 right. I got the Dukies, I got Alabama, I got the Florida Gators, and I went with the upset. I was wrong. Texas Tech. They prevailed. 2 early matchups. We'll talk about these a little bit. Don't want to go too much into detail. The Dukies in Alabama. 7:49 p.m. First time I'm even really thinking about this. So, yeah, you're just going to get my raw and immediate reaction. As you can see right here, I have picked Duke to beat Alabama, and I'm still going with that. I like Duke in this game because Cooper Flagg's a matchup nightmare for anybody on the Alabama roster. And not just one guy, but the entire team. You're going to have to send double teams. I do think Mo Diabate, your casual fans, like, who in the world is that? He's one of Alabama's bench players. I think he could match up pretty good with Cooper Flagg. And also Jaron Stevenson. I bet Nate Oates sends those two guys on him all throughout the game. Nate Oates is very good at sending star players different looks. He's not just going to send one guy on the entire game and stick him out there to dry. Not going to happen. Going to switch up the looks. I don't think Alabama's going to get blown out of the water. I just think Duke has a much better team. So I'm going with Duke. I hope Alabama wins, but the analyst in me is saying, yep, got to go with the Dukies there. And in this one, I had Florida over Arkansas. As we know, it's not Arkansas, it's the Red Raiders. I don't even got to talk about this. Florida is probably going to beat Texas Tech by a 20-burger. Yeah, 5:09 p.m. That should be a good one. Yeah, many more things we talk about tomorrow night. Actually, today, because I'm filming this video at 5 a.m., we got the Auburn Tigers versus Michigan. Ole Miss Rebels. Whew, a lot of SEC teams. I thought the SEC was overrated. What happened? I'm joking. A little smart aleck Matt in the building. We got Houston and Purdue. That'd be a boring game to watch. Then we got the Kentucky Wildcats and the Tennessee Volunteers. SEC matchup right there. Yeah. Should be a pretty good night of games. I'm excited. I love college basketball. Many more things I could say. Need to hurry up and get this video edited and uploaded. Let me know your thoughts down below. But bye.